Live on satellite media, looking at what is happening in Nigeria currently. With me is the leadership newspaper. Let us quickly do a rundown of what is happening before we bring in our essay reviewers. From what we have here, he said it is unpatriotic not to speak truth to Tinubu. That is coming from Ndume. We are seeing another thing here. He's saying stays on edge over planned hardship protests. The writer is saying governors call for dialogue, say grievances receiving attention. Demonstration is a constitutional right. That is coming from CSOs. Northern students order pull out. Security agencies place personnel on alert. I'm sorry. So we are bringing in our first analyst. You are welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, viewers.
We are looking at what is happening in Nigeria, but the first attention is focused on Ndume's outburst the other time, where he alleged that the president is caged, that the government is being run by kleptocracy tendency persons. Now, the Senate relieved him of his two positions after the leadership of APC wrote to the Senate. But surprisingly, Ndume spoke yesterday where he said he stands by his words, that he had consulted with his friends, associates, relatives, and that he never saw anything wrong in his speech. How does it come to you?
Well, let me start from his speech yesterday. He said he was now drafted to the chairman on committee on tourism, which he rejected the committee that he has never been a tourist. So he has rejected that committee already, and I believe he has spoken the truth regarding the situation of the country. The truth is that people are not living the way they should live. So, and I think as a ranking senator in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he has this prerogative to speak the truth, and I think he has done the best for the country. Well, no doubt about it. The party should know that Ndume is not someone they can just push over. He has been from 2003, has been a House of Rep up to date. He's now a senator. So I think he's an elder statesman at his own level. And I think he has the right to say the truth to the presidency, which I believe if the presidency can consider, things can still they can still meet him one on one, and they can go to a dialogue, and the country can still be a better place for every one of us.
Okay, now, with the nature of Nigerian politics and the way things are being run, don't you think Ndume may be risking his political career, seeing that he's confronting the highest authority in the land?
Well, his political career, I think he has served this nation for over 20 years. Okay. I think he has served the nation for over 20 years. He has nothing to lose. Even if he doesn't come back to the Senate in 2027, he has done his bit for the nation. So I think he will not regret it. I rather think the APC as a party need him right now. They don't need to have enemies. You need to have people by your side so that you can still win your election. But I think, to me, the body language of the president, he doesn't want to come back to 2027. If you actually want to come back to 2027, you will not fight somebody. You will not have issue with somebody like Ndume, because Ndume is a force in the northeast from Borno State. It's a force to reckon with.
Okay, now, let us look at the proposed protest. We understand that there's hardship in the land, and this is obviously occasioned by government policies of FS at the official window and perhaps the subsidy removal on gasoline. But we are seeing something here. We're saying governors call for dialogue, say grievances receiving attention. Demonstration is a constitutional right. That is coming from CSOs. Northern students order pull out. Security agency place personnel on alert. The question is, are Nigerians justified to protest at this point?
Well, every Nigerian has the right to protest,
I'm
no
talking
doubt.
about justification.
Well, the reasons why they want to protest is because of the hardship in the country. So if they feel they want to protest sooner, I believe it's nothing. There's nothing bad in that, but it should be done in the right way. We don't want destruction of life and properties. Any protest must be in a due process. There are ways of which we can go for protest, so they should enhance those processes before protests can be done.
I think before I let you go, I think I will still take you back to Ndume because he have said he's not a tourist and he have turned down the offer of making him a House Committee chairman on tourism. And from what we are seeing, the Senate were at the verge of referring his issue to some relevant session committees of the Senate, maybe for possible disciplinary action, but he survived it. Do you think an Ndume can sustain this struggle?
I think I love the way the Senate president downtoned the other senators that wanted to suspend him or trying to do something. The Gospel Aparo, Excellency, Gospel Aparo, played them out. He didn't want them to do anything to touch him because he knows he's a high ranking senator. But I think with God on his side, he should be able to survive the storm. There will be dialogue and they will settle it amicably. There will be no issues. I believe so.
Okay, lastly, before I let you go, let us look at the decision of Ohanaeze advising the Igbos not to participate in planned nationwide protests.
Yes, no, there's a peculiar situation in southeast. Serious insecurity. So they have their reasons of saying they should not protest because the protest can also aggravate some other issues, insecurity issues. So for them not to uh, to aggravate the pending issues on ground, it's better for them to just to pipe low and should not participate in the protest.
I think I must let you go at this point, but let us get your name.
Well, my name is Comrade Additional Adelani.
I must say very big thank you. Hope to have you next time. Thank you very much for your time. We continue with our we continue with the paper review. Before we bring in our next analyst, we are looking at specifically issue that has to do with Ndume, because from what we understand the other time where Senator Ningi had issue with the Senate when he raised the issue of budget pardon. Senator Ningi was suspended, and before he knew it, I think the suspension lasted up to a month or more than before he was eventually recalled. So we are looking at whether an Ndume can sustain this trajectory or this path he have chosen, because from what we can see, Nigeria Nigeria political terrain is a very difficult one. It's not often an easy terrain. Mr. Jinsa, Nigeria political terrain is a very difficult one. That is why we are hoping that an Ndume will be able to survive this issue. Now, let us look at the planned protest. Because from what we are seeing on ground, the southeastern part of the country seems to be not willing to participate in this protest. And the reason is not far-fetched, because the majority of people from the southeastern part of the country are already saying that there is a smear campaign against the Igbos. There is a plan to blackmail the Igbos to make it look like the Igbos are the one trying to come up with this issue of a protest. But however I look at it, I think protest is a legitimate means of Nigerians to express their displeasure to government, any area of governance they are not satisfied with. Mr. Gibson, let us have you on board. You are welcome, Mr. Gibson.
Morning.
We are looking at Ndume. One, turning down offer to lead House Committee on tourism. The second issue is he said he have consulted with his friends, his associates, family members that he all the response he got is that he did not go wrong in his outburst against Nigerian government. One, he said Nigerian government, we have people who are kleptorists in governance, and he said the president is caged. Don't you think an Ndume is risking his political career?
Well, he's not risking any political career. You know, there are some points you get to in life whereby you look back and you look at where you are, you look ahead of you, see that what is the reason for all these struggles? Because at the end of the day, everything you have acquired through fraudulent and corrupt way, you will leave it at the end of the day and you will go. You understand? Sometimes a man will sleep and wake up and realize just all this struggle. We definitely leave it, and what will be left of you when you are gone? If Akpabio and the rest of the house knows that what they are clean, let them come out. If you know that you are what, you are not corrupt, and you have not mismanaged the fund of the Nigerians into your private account, just like your uncle Emefiele, come to us. Let us see your what, your declare your assets,
So
and let's see.
MFL is uncle
You see,
to Akpabio.
yes, it only takes someone that have stolen, you know, in the midst of people when they say, I'm finding my item. It is those that knows about the missing item that will flare or that will be angry. Because when you know that you have nothing to hide, you are clean. Why are you angry? Now you are saying that the party members that are not even with you in the Senate said you should remove him as the chief whip, and you in your right state of mind, you just with immediate effect, you are so quick in what taking putting in action what your party members or your party leaders or whatsoever ask you to do, but they've never make any statement concerning the hardship that is going on in Nigeria, and to make you what to find something to do about the insecurity that we are facing in the country. But when it comes to someone come out to say, oh, after all, he did not exclude himself because he's part of a politician. So if you say that they are hypocrites and the rest of them, it's also among them. So he did not exclude. Why are you pained? Why are you in so rush to like remove him? And he said he has nothing to lose. To lose. It not, of course, we appreciate what he has said. And the Nigerian Senate have shown to us that they are what he accused them to be by that action. Or necessary stuff, that is what they are doing there. And the Senate, they are so quick to do that. They talk, even you look at the Senate president himself, sometimes the way he talks at times, you be like, look at the likes of them, Saraki and this when they are the Senate, when you see your Senate, you are, this as, when you see someone that is, I don't know how to put it, that is there, active, is smart, yeah, these people, very active in doing things. And the man will just say, imagine, that he called us, he correcting the rep from Ekiti. Where is he from? That is saying that he said no, it's not called. He said you have this thing you hide. You can go to someone's door and remove their key, even though you can remove their
He
key.
was trying to define a kleptocracy.
Even though you did not need the key, you can just take it and put it in your pocket. Those, imagine. Well, what is all that for? Is that place for playing or to be what? Deliberating on how to move Nigeria to a better place. You will all go to other countries and see the way their country are. But in your country, you don't use to effect that, put that in effect. So all those things, maybe they think that this country is there, that place has become a playing ground.
Now, Mr. Jimsa, don't you think, Mr. Jimsa, don't you think this will put Senator Ali Ndume in the black book of the presidency?
What is his business with that book of what does those that are being the good book of the president? What is the outcome? And they are forgetting that the reason why they are there is to serve the people. They are a public servant. They are answerable to us. It's just quite unfortunate that the Nigerians are not used to are not following up with the political system of the country, just like other countries do. That is why they don't know the doom that they are in already. When you ask some people living in a place for like 20 years, local government, they don't even know the name of the chairman of their local government, not of the house member, house representative, or the senate. They don't know. So those can be, how do we not let them? How will they know what is going on in the country? Because they don't even know. So when some things are paining those are conversant with the news and what's happening around the world and their country, they look at them as, what are these people saying? They don't know. They don't know. They are not there. They don't have an insight of what is going on. So there's nothing to live. The president will come and go. Either his first term. Well, with this thing we are seeing, I'm not sure even any party member, any reasonable that is in the right sense, APC party member, will come out to say I will vote for Asiwaju next term, next 2027. With this that is happening, so telling that is dancing to the tune of the Fulanis or the Northern, is it wrong? You know, when you have to compare and contrast and look at what has been going on, he has shown to us by his reaction that what he has been working, operating under the what the leadership of what the Northerners or the Fulanis. When the Meyati Allah said he wants a ministry of livestock, in his 2 weeks, Asiwaju what bring it to pass. Minimum wage is how many months because of the protest. Baba say 70,000 naira. How much is 70,000 naira? What is the worth of 70,000 naira in the current state of Nigeria? 70,000 naira that cannot buy a bag of rice, or don't talk of half bag of rice, or half bag of beans that you are making. So how do you want people to say how much is the school fee?
Okay, let me even, because of the area you just brought in, let me even ask you. Don't forget that the chairman of Mietiala, Bodejo, was put on trial on terrorism-related issues before now. That at the point, the government, through the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, approached the court, we did the case, citing interest of justice. And just like you just said, federal government recently created a Ministry of Livestock Development. That was against their initial intention to have an agency that manage that sector. And the demand of the Fulani was that ministry. Does it mean federal government was intimidated?
No, it's not what does it mean. Does it mean that is what is going on?
So does it mean Fulani have what it takes to intimidate the president?
Are you telling us that what we don't have Ministry of Livestock, that department in what? In the agricultural sector of Nigeria? Why are you extracting a department out of an existing one that's existing again separately for this other? Are they operating another system of government? Do they have different rule of law apart from Nigeria? They have another what? Governmental system and this thing, apart from Nigeria. Are they out of Nigeria? Because they are the same person that will be practicing Sharia law in their side. We have our own constitution here, and nothing is going on there.
Are you saying the Fulani is strong enough to intimidate the president?
Why are they not? They have shown in every way that they are strong enough. Since when are the people be saying they want this, they want that? We have the cry of what was it called? Femi Falana. Over the years, they have been clamoring that this or that. I've been able to do anything. They didn't know anything that has to do with the Southern, because what? All these people, they are not there to what? They have shown to us that what? With the way they are doing, they are not there to serve the people, but for the interest of the Northerners, because they are overpopulated there. And during the census, you can hardly tell, because the census counting, they believe that what? They have what? This majority, so they can get them, the Northern, to vote come 2027, when you are not making things right there. Who will tell you that you will win 2027? You know, our politicians should learn to live as someone that what? They do not own the life, and they do not, tomorrow is not in their hands. But over there, they have shown to us the way they are living, you wonder.
So they should remember that life is ephemeral in nature.
Yes, you are planning 2027 when you are not even done with this year. Who told you that tomorrow is not sure for anybody? That is why, as a human, you have to live as if you die today, and you have to do what is expected of you to do as a normal human. So when you go, they will talk good about you. And this thing that you're asking you to do is not your parents' money or your family inheritance. It is our money. It is the struggle of our forefathers and our grandfathers. So it does not belong to you. So what does it take? The question, what does it take to do the right thing? What does it take?
Okay, it means Jonathan's wife was right when he acknowledged Wiki that power is transient, that power is temporary, that he should tread with caution.
Of course, you can see what Wiki is doing around, and in that playing like Maradona, the star boy of Nigerian democracy, Nigerian politics and Nigerian government. He can be this, he can do that. And putting hand in the administration of the Edo people, Kubari, I don't know. They're just meddling things all together. Is this now a game or a bet or a soccer game that you get to predict? Okay, I'm the coach. Let me remove this. Let me remove that. I see the people. It's not their fault. It's the fault of almost half of Nigerians that are not participating in the electoral system. You see the last election that they conducted in Lagos. They said I can't get the aggregate number of people, but they said out of what am I saying? 6 million, let me just use that grade, out of like 6 or 9 million people that registered for voters card, 7 million people, we only have 4 million that came out to vote. So now, out of like 7 million, you have like 3 million rather that come out. What is the 3 million or 4 million people that did not vote? Why did they not vote? That is in the statistic, we get to know that what the number of the population of people that did not come out to vote is much more than all the vote put together. That the APC, PDP, Labour Party, they add all together, all the votes. Those that did not come to vote, they are like that numbers is higher than them. Now imagine those that did not come to vote decided to vote for a certain party. That means there will be the party that will win.
So, if I may ask you, what you have just said is voter apathy. What could be responsible for voter apathy in Nigeria?
Because
people not interested in participating
know,
in the process.
Because maybe they are still having other ways, the ideology that they will fight also. But then whereby the people trust the police, the what, the security system of the country. People now sometimes they will tell that police are there guiding them. Police will whether it's the police that send it, that they will not do anything. So the people who have this trust in the police security system, and they have enough police to safeguard them whenever it's time for election. They will have peace of mind. Oh, I think I can vote. Then they will come to vote. And now that there is hunger, and now both the rich and the poor, we are all feeling the heat. I believe the next election, you thought the 2023 election is the best so far. People come out. 2027 election will be what? Day by day, year by year, there will be improvements in the whole thing. So 2027 election will be more super than this because everybody is hungry. And if they could make this election, a country that want to reduce corruption, we adopt to electronic voting. But when you are picking all the idea of the embezzlement of the foreign countries, picking all those stuff, knowing how to fraudulent act of other countries, and you are not adopting the aspect of what electronic voting, because we know that when it is electronic voting, it's not even sure for you that you win the election this year, because now if during the term you will not perform very well, so people can get to vote within their home, or maybe the ATMs we have around, everything is biometric now. You can just you are vote for, so you have days of voting instead of having a whole day. After this day you cannot vote again. No, we are voting will commence within today and tomorrow, or within today. Either you have the machine to vote in your polling unit, or go to the nearest ATM, or through your PhD, you understand, you can get to that. Just go there, thumbprint, then pick the party, the person you want. You see that we have the highest number so far in the history of Nigerian voting, and it won't be sure for anybody. You won't be able to read, because there will be somebody that will monitor the server and the rest of them. Not you to be visible on your phone. You can track it. You'll be reading the charts.
So you are saying we should go purely
They will
electronic?
not go.
Okay.
They will not, because it's of the corruption.
Okay, now let us shift our attention to the planned protest. We are seeing different people pulling out of the protest in what look like a government of the day winning the battle. But surprisingly, Ohanaeze is advising the Igbos not to participate in the process. Don't forget that recently Igbos are raising the alarm that they want to blackmail them as sponsors of the hardship protest. Do you think the Igbos should not participate if there is protest?
If they know they are not part of Nigerians, and they are not under Nigerian government, they should not participate. If they feel that they are not they are not being affected by the situation of the country, they should not participate. Even as well that they know that they are cowards, they are who they said they are. Those that run away when even they are suffering, they should not participate. And for those the Igbo this thing that are telling them not to participate because they will tag them to be, they not participating shows that truly they are actually sponsoring the protest. They are behind it, so to hijack the government. But if truly they knows that it is for themselves and the unborn children, it is for the safety of Nigerian people and the economy, it's for the future of the country, and things are not going the way it should be, so they have no reason not to participate. All they need to do is that whenever the protest will be done with caution, and it will get to a time as this hunger is going, although they might say it's on the 20 something, but I know deep down there is no date. If that means if you are bringing up a date for a protest, that means you are setting up you want to do an event. It's an activity or an event, not the protest. Because we come to a point, it's one thing that we just is one thing, you just people coming out. You can be one person that first carry the placard, every people will start there following. And within the seconds or the minutes, there will be arrangement. They will know that what this is where we are to go. They don't need to tell a normal person that understand the whole thing that is going on, that this is a strategic place you have to be, and this is where you have to go for the government to hear what what you want. You don't need to tell them. So everyone needs to know that. And when since we are all suffering together, you can't even eat. You cannot even eat 1,000 naira food. Where is even the 1,000 naira? Someone said that 3,000 naira food is not enough for him. If you are eating, if 3,000 naira food is not enough for you, now imagine you are using 3,000 to eat out of 70,000 minimum wage. How do you want to do it?
Okay, now, Mr. Jinsa, let us look at what is coming from the governors.
Okay.
He said governors call for dialogue. Say grievances receiving attention. Actually, is it receiving attention? I mean, Nigerian the grievances coming from Nigerians.
You see, all the governors now are trying to leverage on this crisis. For every disappointment, there's a blessing. So they are leveraging on this advantage for themselves and their party coming election, because it is those that we see that follow the noise of the cry of the people. Those are the people that will get pity vote next election. You can see Yoyi Makinde, talking to Tinubu, saying that in this own state they won't be paying 70,000 as minimum wage. It is 120 or whatsoever thousand that they're paying. In an actual sense, every state should be able to cater for the minimum wage of the country. In a situation whereby even though the federal government is saying this is the amount, some states, due to the natural resources and whatsoever they have, to tourism and the likes of them, they should be able to some states should be even richer than the country, because they have what it takes. Osun, Osogbo, Oyo, Osun, Ibadan, Osun, for instance. Do you know how many tourist center that you can carve out from that state alone? That state alone is best. That state alone should be one of the richest states in Africa. But what? Who is the minister for tourism? You just go and bring someone that did not have. I don't understand. What are you doing there for 8 years? What are you doing? You are just embezzling money. They give money. What are you tourism? I don't know. Look at what is it called? Oh, there's a that all this in Ibadan. Do you know what you can when you have positive thinkers, what you will carve out from that place? Either you rebuild it. That can be a center whereby you see some artifacts and the heroes past. The people become paying. You extend it like a garden like the one we have in close to Alausa there in Lagos. That they will be paying, you'll be getting something for. Look at the waterfall, the cold and this waterfall. Go and look at the state it's what it is now. It's not even pleasant. You can't even go there. Everything you just I don't know where they're always about federal government bring money, let's cut it, let's see. You get money from construction of roads, from bridge. When you construct bridge now, you can't actually tell the certain amount that will finish it. But you can't tell the number of bag of cement that will stand a pole, a pillar, or a bridge. So they started embarking on that. That's the way what this guy do. Amusun, former governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amusun did. The way he destroyed Ogun State. You won't be able to finish a project and you embark on it when it's like 3 years or 2 years for you to leave. And you from Agbado Okearo to Sango to what is it called? Ogbayo crossing, and you demolish people's houses without compensation. Some of them lost their lives, some of the landlord died due to the process. What I catered for. And that road was fully tied. And there's no reason for the extension of the roads. And you demolish it when you know that in 1 year, 2, 3 years time, you are not getting to do anything there. You throw the lives of property of the people. It's supposed to be under detention like this, under the law.
Mr. Jinsa, I must say a very big thank you for your time.
Imagine.
Thank you very much. Let me bring in.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We hope to have you next time. Thank you very much. Let's have Mr. You are Mr. Godwin. You are welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
We had you yesterday,
Yeah.
and today you are here again.
Yeah.
We are looking at Ndume saying, "I stand by my word."
Yeah.
And don't you think he's risking his political career?
No, I don't think so. We need people like him. We need people like Senator Ali Ndume from Borno State. I so much like the man because the man is a fearless man. He's not a coward. The man is not looking for what to eat. We have politicians in this country, that used to praise the president or that have praised the president, whether he's doing well or not. But also, we have some either senators or law enforcement agents or the masses or politician is that can speak truth to power. The person of Senator Ali Ndume should not be taken for granted. He was the Senate chief whip. So and he knew what was going on in the Senate, both in the Senate and in the presidency. So I like the man. He should be courageous. He should continue with this. He should keep it up. I will encourage you to keep it up. No power, nobody can bring it down. No matter the position they think they can whatever they think they can do today. God is we the masses we are solidly behind him, and God is also with him. So nobody
So
can do me.
this is hashtag I stand with Ndume.
We are with him. We stand with him. We the masses, we stand with him. Anybody, look at that senator. What is the name of that senator? That was talking about, Nigi, that was talking about budget padding, and he was suspended. But the man is still alive. The man will be in our good book record. We'll continue to remember that man, even in the next generation. I will continue to say good thing about that man. If God will give me life in the next 100 years, 200 years, I will continue to say, I will never forget that man in my life. So, and also this man, Ali Ndume, I will never forget. These are people that we need in this country, not these paddy people. These people that will tell you when they see white, they will say it's a blue. When they see blue, they will say it's red. No, 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 no. If you see black, you call it black. Let call a spade a spade.
Okay, now don't you think this will place him in the black book of the president and it may have an adverse effect on his political career?
I don't think so. All power comes from God. God gives power and he gives to whoever he reaches to. So if for instance now power comes from God, like I said, it comes from God. So nobody has any ultimate power on this earth. We are all human, we are all mortal. Who knows whether Senator Ali Ndume will become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria tomorrow? Who knows? 2027 is coming. So he should not give up. There's nothing like nobody. His political career is not in the hands of any man, whether the president, whether the Senate president, not in the hand of any man. He is from God. Outward. Look at where the man was coming from. He came from I think he came from a poor background. He was telling his life story that day. He came from a poor background, not with a silver spoon, and he made it onto the Senate. If he can make it onto the Senate, who told you that he cannot make it to the presidency?
Okay, now let me even ask you,
Yes.
because of what you have just said, remember that we are having a those state governorship election anytime from now
Okay.
this year, and the president, while addressing some of his party supporters, was asking them, "Do you want Edo back?" They say yes, and he said, "I am the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will give it to you." I asked this question because of what you said,
Okay.
that nobody gives power.
Yes.
Here we are seeing the president already giving Edo State to APC. What do you have to say?
Well, like I said before, the president does not have ultimate power to give power to anybody. In himself, when he was with the masses that time, we're supporting him. I have supported the president before when he was just when he was the national leader of APC. No, before he even formed APC, I used to support him. Even when he was the governor of the Lagos State. No, we used to support him. So if you think you are there today as the president and you think you have the guts, you have the authority, you have the overall power to entice, INEC or to do whatever you can do. I don't think it's possible. It's no longer possible. Let me tell the president that it's no longer possible. Whatever thing they are cooking against, whatever evil they are cooking or whatever thing they are cooking against this Edo State and Ondo State upcoming election, it will not stand because the masses have the ultimate sovereignty. Sovereignty lies with the people. They are the one that have the constitutional, right, that can vote anybody into office and vote anybody out of office. They have the right to vote and be voted for. Everybody has the right. The president has the right to vote. But in this case, he cannot vote in Edo because it's not a citizen, not a registered member of a member of APC in Edo State, rather than in Lagos State. He can vote in Lagos State and in Osun State. But he has his political supporters. His supporters in Edo State. He can only campaign for his candidate, not that he can go and write a result for his candidate or for his party. It's not done. It's not done anywhere in the world.
I think I must say thank you for your time.
Yes.
We hope to have you next time.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chinedu Michael. Mr. Chinedu Michael. Before we bring in our next analyst in the person of Mr. Chinedu Michael, let us look at Mr. Chinedu Michael. Let us continue looking at what is happening, particularly this planned protest. In what looks like the presidency winning the war, we are seeing different people pulling out of the protest. This time around, we are seeing northern students, others pull out. But let us understand that protest is a legitimate means of people expressing their displeasure to whatever government program we have. Mr. Nii is here with us. Mr. Nii, some people are saying, hashtag I stand with Ndume. I don't know where you stand, because Ndume is saying, I stand by my words. Remember that before now, Ndume have said the president is caged, and that he used on allegation of kleptocracy, that you have people who have that tendency in government. Now, he lost 2 positions in one day in Senate, but he has spoken that he stands by his words, that he has consulted with his friends, family members, and all that never saw anywhere he went wrong. Where do you stand, Mr. Nii?
Ndume is just an hypocrite. Ndume is a man who knows how to speak up whenever the breast of his mom is taken away from his mouth. Don't forget, Ndume was the deputy chairman of the appropriation committee, and I mean, this is one of the most juicy sector any senator can vie for, because the expenditures Nigerian government makes goes through them, and they know what is happening. Ndume did not speak up when this current thieving administration wanted to spend money on yacht. He wasn't the one that unveiled that. Ndume did not speak up when this government paid for that jet that Nigerians were against. Because Ndume saw when they paid $150 million for it. He is a deputy chairman. Ndume is not being sacked because he was fighting for the people. He was not sacked because he was performing his oversight function. No.
But also his advocacy is for the interest of the masses.
Because his hands are now becoming too long, and he's now overstretching even ahead of his masters. It's as simple as that. What they are having in that Senate is Ndume is asking for more. And they are telling him, oh God, the one way you chop, you cannot get, it's okay. Don't forget, one of the first things how they dealt with Ndume, the first instance was when they started, filtering, okay, the CBN. And one of his daughters is a beneficiary in the CBN. That was the first foul cry. And that was when it was revealed that Ndume has children in the CBN. Okay? Now, secondly, Ndume is crying that President Tinubu is unreachable. Ndume is not someone...
What are the issue of kleptocracy?
Ndume cannot. Kleptocracy, everybody is aware. Nobody is ignorant that we have kleptocrats. Ndume himself is a corporate. Yes.
That is a big allegation you are making.
No. I have just gave you some instances. Ndume saw them using our money, our scarce money, to buy a jet. Ndume are the ones that will look at the budget. They will look at the expenditure on a monthly basis. Okay, this is what
in terms of appropriation.
Yes, this is where the monies are going to. He is not a kleptocrat. He wouldn't allow them to do all those nonsense. Ndume watched how better Edu. It wasn't Ndume that, because the humanitarian affairs, they get money on a monthly basis. Humanitarian affairs, if not because it has been on suspension, would have been the ministry that has spent the highest of monies. Because the humanitarian affairs and welfare or poverty alleviation, they tend to spend money even without being transparent, without giving account. because the government just give them money, oh, yeah, go and distribute. And that is one medium that they've always used to what? To cut away our money. Look at what happened in under Buhari. Zainab, you know what she did? On a monthly basis, she collects nothing less than 500 billion. Who was the chairman of the appropriation committee? If Ndume was the president that exposed Betadu, that see what is going on in poverty alleviation. This is how they are laundering money, and they now sack him. We will know that he was fighting for a just cause. Ndume was sacked for his own selfish interest because the president Tinubu's cabals. I tell you, oh boy, this is your own too. You know the chook eye here, chook eye there. Get out, get out. That was why I came out. I dare Ndume to reveal the misappropriation, the malfeasance that had gone wrong in our appropriation. He can't, and that's the job. The senators are supposed to be the biggest enemies of the executive arm. What he's saying has no relevance. Why is he going to see the president? What is his business to go and see the president? Let me tell you, these guys are supposed to be, they're supposed to be enemies for a common cause, which is for the national interest. That's how the senators are supposed to be. The senators are supposed to be enemies for good cause, not for bad cause. They are not supposed to be seeing themselves. What they are supposed to be after is, Ndume is supposed to be after the lieutenants of the president. He doesn't care about the president. When you start seeing the senators and the president, yeah, you should know that there's something wrong.
So what you are saying is that it's a case of kettle calling the pot black.
In fact, it's a case of the charcoal calling a black chalk black. Ndume is even more darker. It's more evil. Okay, it's more dangerous. Oh, you think all of a sudden Ndume has turned a new leaf? Oh, you think I'm joking? Oh, now they said Ndume go to tourism. He said he's not a tourist. He doesn't want.
Because you said you have not even visited United States of America for a long time. You have not visited UK for a long time.
Does he have to go to United
No, he's trying to emphasize that.
Don't we have tourist centers in Nigeria?
He's trying to emphasize that he's not a
He's
tourist.
not serious. What happened to what's it called? Mambila Hills. What happened to Calabar?
You do not need to go far.
Why does he have to? If he start going far, in fact, it's unpatriotic. We need to build our tourist centers in. Look at Yankari Game Reserves.
So if I may ask you, Mr. Lee, don't you think this will place Ndume in the black book of Mr. President?
Listen to me. They are all inconsequential. Ndume, if truly he wants to be a patriotic senator, then he should tell us where they are spending our money. For God's sake, this guy has been a deputy chairman of the appropriation committee for the last almost a year now. And I'm so sure that Ndume has secrets that can bring this government down if truly he is a true statesman. But he will not speak up. Because, you know, if 1 billion is going through that channel, Ndume has about 10 to 20%. That you know. And of course, because of that, he cannot speak. This one is just that Ndume is asking for more. And they told the guy, you cannot get more. If you manage that 20% or we fuck you up. Sorry for using the F word.
Mr. Lee, I think I have to let you go. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Lee. We hope to have you next time. Mr. Rap Mbechi, the renowned political affairs analyst. Let us bring in Mr. Rap Mbechi to give us insight of his thoughts. Mr. Rap Mbechi, I will start by asking you. Ohanaeze is asking the Igbos boycott nationwide plan protests. How does it come to you?
Yeah, it's a good it's a wake up call.
It's a good admonition.
Yeah, that was a very quite outrightly correct, an admission that is supposed to come from the Igbo elders. That is when we begin to enthrone wisdom in all our doings in the southeastern Nigeria. They of course know that Tinubu's administration is not for Igbo man, and nothing good out of Tinubu will ever come to southeastern Nigeria because Tinubu is suffering from Igbo phobia. Igbophobia. What I mean is that someone that has this kind of hatred for something, that anytime you talk about that thing, that person will start shivering. Everybody understand what I mean by Igbophobia. Even if you don't understand phobia, you will understand Igbo. But when you add phobia, you will know. If you have understand phobia, you know that it's attached with
Xenophobic.
Thank you. The man is an Igbophobic man. So what I'm trying to say is the people that brought Tinubu's administration, they should be the one that will protest against Tinubu administration. Igbo man did not bring it. Igbo man was cheated. It was an Igbo man's administration. It should be.
Sorry, Mr. Araf, Mr. Chidozie Chima is saying a shout out to you. He's saying, where is Mr. Araf? Mr. Araf is here.
Chigozie, I'm here. I'm just telling them what's up about what Ohanaeze is saying. Ohanaeze has said the right thing, Chima. See, Chigozie, let me tell you. By the time we Igbos begin to understand our position in Nigeria, I don't think it's going to take us like 5 years before we get Biafra. We are not even demanding Biafra from Tinubu because Tinubu cannot give us Biafra. It is our fundamental right that we are trying to sell out to the world. This is what we want, and we are fighting for it. It's a struggle. No country has ever given any country referendum. I know how many years Finland and the rest of the former USSR federatives fought for their independence. Finland fought Russia until 1956. Finland become independent nation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to sell to my brothers all over the world is that I wonder who sell this kind of wisdom into the Ohanaeze.
So it's a good one.
Platform. Yes, it's a foreign idea. What I mean by foreign is strange. We've not known Ohanaeze with this. I don't know what I understand. So maybe Iwanyang has begun to understand what Igbos went through in the 50s. Iwanyang has begun to know what Iwanyang went through early 70s before he become a billionaire, 80s, 90s, and so on and so forth. Because nothing good is coming from Tinubu to Igbo man. And we are not going to be part of this protest. Rather, I still suggest we do it in the southeastern Nigeria. Oga Iwanyang, Ohanaeze president or chairman, you are. Listen and listen good. If Igbo use wake up in the southeastern Nigeria 29th to August, 29th July, and so on and so forth into August, if they start demanding their fundamental rights, better governance, I mean competent leadership from all the governors in the southeastern Nigeria, it is their right to do so. And for the betterment, it is for the Igbo land. If they demand from those governors that have been killing the youth, that have been stealing allocations, that have been stealing, let me tell you, security votes going to southeastern Nigeria, they are right. So anything Igbo man should not protest in the north. Anybody Igbo man should not protest in the southwest, lest the Yorubas accuse you of spoiling, destroying all the social infrastructure facilities in the southwest. Come down to southeast. See, let me tell you, Oga Iwanyang, I'm from Anambra State. If it happens that I want to exercise myself, instead of trekking from Oba to Lagos Island, from Lagos Island to Ekpe, no, I am supposed to go down to the southeastern Nigeria, Anambra State, where I come from. Trek from Oka to Umuchu, Agwata, Umuchu to Nnewi to Awa to Aguleri to Ibariamu, as in expressing myself. From Nando, I would like to trek from Nando to Achala, Ibariamu, Oka, trying to express myself that all the governors of the southeastern Nigeria are the problem of that region.
Okay, now, Mr.
Araf,
Araf,
of the protest, and I would like to stage it and to tell them what to do. Let southwest, let north take care of themselves. Igbo man has done much, lots and lots of good to this country, and nothing is coming to us. They neglect us, they discard us, they enslave themselves, not us.
okay, now let us look at
They
this.
enslave themselves, not us.
Let us look at the decision of Ndume. I'm talking about the senator who
The man is
spoke the other time.
He's not deterring from telling the world that
He have said
what
he stand by his words.
He stand by his words. Before you tell me, I know it. Are you telling me that a blunt man, Ndume, Abi, a blunt man, Donald Trump, we go back and lick his spittle. A blunt man like Netanyahu, we go back and lick his spittle. See, the three leaders I'm giving you now, they are all politicians and they are good. Ndume said the truth. Ndume is now like Wadume. The whole world knew what Wadume did early this year. After Tinubu administration padded the budget, shared the money among themselves. Wadume.
You are talking about Ningi, Senator Ningi, Abdul Ningi.
Oh, I always mistaken the guy's name to Ndume. Okay, Ningi was even sacked
and estranged in the house because he said the truth. The current issue going on in the house now, Ndume is estranged. They sack him, they try to do that. Maybe it's going to work. But I know that his own opinion is ringing bell. Very strange among those lawmakers. He's standing upright. Let me tell you, this man, Ndume, is not rescinding or refraining or retracting from telling the whole world the truth. And he has stood by what? His word. He's not apologizing to anybody. He's still gearing up that truth, ballooning it up, inflating that truth. The truth that Ndume has spoken in the house is growing big and more gigantic than ever. He's not retracting from feeding that truth, he's watering the truth, manuring it. In fact, if you ask me, I'm telling you that as they are waiting, the APC and those juggernauts at office of Mr. President, those cabals are waiting for Ndume to say, anyway, I retract from saying what I said. It was a slip of tongue. Oga, tongue doesn't sleep. Tongue is in the mouth. It cannot sleep. Make people understand what we mean by slip of tongue, not when sleep. It cannot. That man is standing firm as the tongue. The tongue is attached to the gullet. Here. I listen to me. Ndume is meticulously telling Nigerians, politicians, this administration, that he is standing by what? Truth. Omo, that man is a decent man. But let me choke you here. Tinubu administration, I don't think it's gonna last if they continue this way. Thank you very much, Mr. Araf. I don't think it's gonna last. Thank you very much, Mr. The senior citizen himself, Mr. Tinubu. You are welcome to this program, and we are focusing attention on two major issues. Ohanaeze Ndume advising or admonishing the Igbos to boycott Plan Nation One protest, though it won't look like federal government winning the war. Northern students and some other persons have already put out. But I will not let you go until you equally touch the area of Senator Ndume, who have said, I stand by my words. But first of all, let us look at the issue that is coming from Ohanaeze.
Well, I always have that perspective, about Ohanaeze. The truth is this: there must be what they see, there must be what they have come to understand. That the Igbos cannot be set against any tribe again in Nigeria. Before any decision can be taken or any move by the Igbo nation, they need to study the events very well. They have an Igbo media, they have Ohanaeze think tanks. They would have suggested that that there's no need for Igbos to because before you know it, they begin to look at it from another angle, and then we know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's life is at stake. And we need to be very careful so that they will not use it against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and of course against the rest of Igbos, wherever they are, and it will be easy for them because Igbos are major stakeholders, major number one stakeholders in Nigeria. They have their investments scattered all over Nigeria, 36 states, more than any other tribe. So any move in that regard, might set them as a target for looting and destruction of their properties at the end of the day. So we can't continue to count our loss in a dead entity called like Nigeria. So we need to be very careful at every point in time. But in the other angle too, we are not going to stop anybody who felt that that they cannot continue in this quagmire called Nigeria. They will not continue in hunger. But coming to look at it, how you are going to tell somebody who is hungry, not to continue in hunger, without any palliative, without any subsidy, without any solution to it. So it is a very unthinkable thing to do. But Igbos has paid a lot of dues, for they are paid even with everything they got, in this country, and they need to be careful. I think based on that angle, we've seen the the governor of Imo State, coming out to say that Igbos, of course, the Biafrans should not join the protest. And Ohanaeze is still also coming out to make that kind of statement because if Igbos are being seen to have joined the protest, the Tinubu himself might look at it from the other angle. The Lagosians that have surrounded his government, as I'm talking to you now, 70% of personnel, or like how do I put it, of people controlling Aso Rock now are Yorubas. It can be ill-advised, if Igbos goes into that protest without being careful. They might advise Tinubu against it that, the Igbos are at it again, and it might decide to jeopardize the chances of the supreme leader himself, coming out from whatever negotiation they are going into, and of course, freedom at the end of the day. So Igbos are really being careful at this point in time. It's just like what happened in 2023 when Peter Obi was alleged to have won that election. When even the obedience that spread across the 36 states, that we have Obi, we have the Yorubas, we have the Awosas, we have the Easterners who are obedient. But Obi said nobody should protest. That the only thing that he needs to do is to apply civility, and that civility, looking at Obi as at that time, is to go to court. That's what he's supposed to do. Me, I am against any form of violence in that regard. But you can see, Obi went to court, but unfortunately, the Nigerian judiciary has always been criminalized, or possibly, being controlled from behind the scene. So that is what actually played out. That every step the Igbo ethnic nationality is going to take in Nigeria, they need to be careful because they are major targets, of anything in Nigeria. So that is in that regard. I want to take it off from that. And you can see the North has come out to say, they are distancing themselves. And the coalition of Northern Group came out some time ago and said they are not going to. They are backing down. I'm not going to look at it to be something of an art of survival instead of struggle. So it is in two ways. So some are looking at it as a survival thing. Others are looking at it as a case of a struggle. So you look at those two wars. Nigerians are already divided. Some on the side of survival, some on the side of struggle. So it's left for them, because by the time they will know it, they will be the one that would have murdered this entity called Nigeria.
Mr. Chinedu, let us quickly jump to the other area. Remember that Senator Ndume lost 2 positions in one day. I'm talking about the chief whip and the House Committee deputy chairman of appropriation. But Ningi Sino will be going down without a fight. He's saying, I stand by my words, meaning we have people who have a kleptocracy tendency in government. And again, don't you think this will endanger his political career and place him in the black book of Mr. President?
From my own understanding, I've never been comfortable with the way the Senate President Godswill Akpabio has pioneered the Senate, the 10th Senate. Let me put it that way. And if you look at the man very well, it does not portray that aura. I don't know how to put it. It does not have that courage, of that charisma of that position. The last time we saw an outstanding personality in that seat was Bukola Saraki, Tubo Kadibo, and so many, some of them like that we are really, up to date in trying to carry out their legislative duties, to the admiration of the world and Nigeria. But Fabio seems to be, childish, with that position, the way he reacts, the way he talks. I've not seen him engage the media properly. Dish out informations that shows that you are a worthy ambassador of that position. We have not seen it happen under Fabio. And look at the drama that played out recently. And Ndume, for me, even though I still have some reservation against Ndume, because we are still trying to look at his past antecedents, his past records, associated with uncertainty. I don't want to go deep into that, but to an extent, he has been a parliamentarian that has been very vocal recently, trying to put it to them, that the truth must be told. And he made it very clear that Tinubu must listen to him because he's not here to romance anything. He must listen. And what message he's trying to pass to the president, I think to an extent, is worth it. That is the simple truth. But you can see how elements of survival, of corruption in the Senate were able to paddle the outcome of that reaction of Senator Ndume, and he rejected it. He showed resilience. He stood by his ground, and that is it. But though a lot of people are still saying that it's a pointer, of what the Northerners are trying to do with Tinubu's administration. Until they continue to unveil, they will continue to know the direction they are actually going to play. The whole thing is going to play out at the end of the day. But I can tell you that this APC administration has become a major threat to Nigeria, and no matter how you look at it, and they seem to have no clue or idea or a concept or a formula, they can put in place, to make things, to make Nigerians move out from this danger we see ourselves, that is called hunger today.
Now, before I let you go, Mr. Chinedu, let us look at it from the angle of governors. You say governors call for dialogue, say grievances receiving attention. Demonstration is a constitutional right. That's coming from CSOs. You look as if governors are worried that Nigerians are suffering.
No, they look at the level of mobilization that's going to go in with the hashtag End Bad Government. They look at so many things. They look at several things, going on, and they know that this one is going to be that NSAS might be a joke, at the end of the day. Given what is happening around the world now, look at what is happening in Kenya. It's spreading all over Africa. The Gen Zs are trying to stand up to define Africa. The youth are trying to warm up, but the youth of Nigeria are already divided, and that is why you are seeing different tones, on how different tones on how they are going to go about the protest, at the end of the day. So I think it is a cosmetic appeal from the government. It has no root, it has no foundation, it has no texture, it has no taste for governors to come out and be saying that, we know your grievances. Nigerians has been aggrieved for the past 104 years. We have been battling bad leadership, and how we are going to come out, I think is going to involve a lot of struggle, not even survival, because if you look at it very well, all those factors that would have made us to survive and take it off from that angle is nowhere to be found. But when we talk about struggle, you know that we are going to struggle for electricity, we are going to struggle for food, we are going to struggle for road, we are going to struggle for infrastructure, we are going to struggle, even for water to drink in Nigeria. So it's a very diabolical situation in where we find ourselves. And if we cannot move, it's just that I don't know how we want to take that. Governors are saying no. Nigerians have been aggrieved for a very long time, and to the extent that they push this thing to an extent that it will boomerang, I don't think they will be comfortable again, and it might spell doom for Nigeria.
Finally, before I let you go, Mr. Chinedu, because it looks as if the federal government is winning the war. Northern students, others pull out. Security agency place personnel on alert. Is this a war that security agencies are placing their personnel on red alert? On alert, I mean to say. It is a war. I thought this is a peaceful protest.
No. Well, let me tell you, Nigerians have to be ready for any eventuality. And from my information I've gathered so far, the revolutionaries that are going to go about this protest, are not going to back down. They are ready to sponsor it to any level. This is not a matter of back down or no back down, favoritism, nepotism, bigotry, tribalism, biasness, and all those things, that are bringing into the factor. And some of them are backing out. Some of them are even financially pacified. Let me put it that way, to step down. But the reality is still staring us on the face. So by the time we have, by the time we begin to have this kind of understanding, it will weaken our collective struggle, to define Nigeria, and of course move Nigeria to leadership. Nigeria has never moved to leadership. Nigeria needs to move to leadership.
I think I must say a very big thank you for your time, Mr. Chinedu Michael. Thank you very much for your time. We hope to have you next time. We are looking at Mr. Riwan. Let us have it briefly. Thank you for coming on board on this program. We are looking at Senator Ndume, who said he stand by his words. And we are asking, we did not affect his political career and place him in the bad book of Mr. President.
Let it place him on bad books of Mr. President, but it's on the good books of Nigeria, and that's what matters. Every Nigerian, ordinarily, if they have brain, they should be thanking Ali Ndume, a man in APC that is doing the job of opposition. Ali Ndume, you see, I warned all of you that if Tinubu becomes the president, there was something like a state capture. That because I was born in Lagos, I know his antecedents. I know that this man have nothing to offer Nigerians. I told everybody. But even though I was labeled bastard and all those names, but I don't care. I stand by my words. So Ali Ndume is playing the job of opposition by telling the government the truth. So now he's on the good books of we Nigerians. It does not need to be on the good books of the president. No, the people elected him. So they elected him in Borno South to speak for them, not to be playing politics, not to be hailing the president, not to be a sycophant, and he's not a sycophant. So whether it's book of the president or it's not the good book, no, it's in the good book ordinarily of Nigerians, ordinarily of people of South Borno State, and I'm very, very happy. I must say it. I am very, 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 very happy that a man like that, as that, because they give him, for example, he was removed from his this is oversight function. They give him another.
As, no. Okay, he was taken to tourism, to health tourism,
and he said no. He said no because that I don't know about this new minister I take me to. I don't want. You understand? And he was saying that it was part of the people that formed the APC. You see, Nigerians need to appreciate the man. We need to salute his courage. We need to be very, 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 very circumspect now. When Nigeria is going, we need more senators like that. That's why I said I am very supported with the Labour Party senators. They use the name of Peter Obi to become senators. Look at them now. They have become, how do I put it? Like their mouth have been shut. They can't see anything. But Ali Ndume is standing. Abdul Ningi stood. You understand? So we want to see a country whereby there's opposition, but opposition is dying. But I thank God for with the obedience. I mean, with the other citizens are obedient. You don't know that is calling the government. You are calling them. You are letting them know that no, we don't like what's happening. The way Nigeria is going, we are not happy with it. But our elected representatives, our elected senators, they are keeping quiet. They are just going there, quote and unquote, to share money. So which nation, which group of country goes forward like that? When people are just in the house to share money, people are just in the house for their own personal aggrandizement. Do you understand? So Ali Ndume, I'm happy with you. Nigerians majorly, the good Nigerians, they are happy with you. But you are standing on the right path. You are standing on the path of Nigerians, which is very, very good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Riwa. Let us quickly look at what our viewers are saying online. This is Frank Chukuka saying, please, my big brother, Mbechi, you have to know where you are. going. Okay, talking about protest. We have another person. That is Mr. Frank Chukuka saying we have been protesting by sitting at home. So Nigeria should go and sit at home like we Biafrans. This one is coming from is it Chidozia? Yes, Chidozia Chima saying Chinedu Michael, you are making point. I love that. I think that is all we have for people who commented online. We encourage you to start next time to keep your comment coming. And I'm Matthew, and this is Satellite Media. I think this is a good place to let it go. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to be on this program every day. Of course, it's every day we do this program. Thank you very much for your time. Egyptians, Chadians, Nigerians, as from Niger, Malians, all those who help Nigeria as a result of what? Religious boycott. Because of religion. But what